Hi guys! So today I want to talk about another serious matter. I know you guys seem to like these videos, and I feel like they do help a lot of people, so that's why I'm gonna keep doing them. Fun videos and serious videos. But okay. So I want to talk about toxic relationships. A toxic relationship can be verbal, mental, or physical. And if you're in that dynamic, you want to get out. Now, this is not to say that, okay, you and your partner had a fight. Okay, that's fine. You guys can talk it out, work it out, and heal things. Just because you have one little fight, one little mishap, or if you fall into one of those categories like once or twice, it doesn't make it abusive. A lot of people assume like, oh, she hit me. She's abusing me. No. Now, if she's hitting you every day, then okay, that's abuse. But if she hits you once because she lost her temper, or maybe she's him or he or she, regardless of gender, if it happens once, then, they may have lost their temper. Now, of course, if they bruise you, get help. I'm not saying stay in an abusive relationship, but like, if you have a little lover spat, that's not a reason to end things. But if it's happening all the time, then you have a major issue and you need to reevaluate. Am I happy? Because just because you love someone is not reason to stay. It's really not. And there's a difference between someone who is mentally ill and doing things because they can not control themselves, and someone who is aware. So that's the other thing you need to ask yourself. Is my partner doing this with full thought, or does my partner need help? And if your partner needs help, it is your partner's responsibility to seek that help. You can try to push them in the right direction too, because if they don't get the help they need, they're not going to improve. So that's a big thing that I notice, is that a lot of people want to label an issue automatically abuse. And just because the internet says, oh, well, this and this is abuse, yes, that is abuse, but that's when it's happening on a mass scale. For instance, if a person is belittling you, that is wrong, yes. But have you guys tried to communicate? Do you ask the person, why are you calling me this? Because sometimes there's some truth to that. And I'm saying, again, it's different when it's different when a girl is saying, you're being a jerk and being unconsiderate of my feelings. And then the guy lashes out at her. Or vice versa. It could be a male and female. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that you need to be aware of what you're telling your partner, and your partner needs to be aware of what they're telling you. Because again, one little spat doesn't necessarily make it abuse. It could be like a 5-year-old throwing a fit. Now, we do that a lot. We tend to act like teenagers and little kids sometimes in our relationships, which is not healthy. It's really not. But there are, and it doesn't really help because society right now is really obsessed with a lot of us adults doing age regression. And age regression is okay to a point, but there's a point where it's unhealthy. And that's the thing, like, we're creating these standards of what something is. And we need to ask ourselves, is that really the case? Is that the reality? Now, going back to the abuse topic, if someone is abusing you, how do you know? Are they yelling at you every single day? Every single day. And have you guys tried to work it out? I'm going to say an average to probably 3 to 5 years, because change does not happen overnight. It does not. Physical abuse, get out. Like I said, if they hit you once and you're not bruised, get over it. They probably was just a little mad. But if they leave a bruise, do something about it. But you need to be able to gauge which it is. and not be a child about it. That is a big issue. A lot of people want to be a little kid about it, like, oh, like I said, and it's like, no, that's not the reality of the situation. But yeah, when it comes to physical contact, the question is, did they leave a bruise? Because if they left a bruise, they've left physical contact and physical proof that they have physically abused you. And at that point, you want to get out, because it probably will get worse. Especially with the male hurting the female, also the female hurting the male. But again, it can go both ways. Abuse is not gender specific. And sometimes you can think that it's the woman that is the victim, and it's actually the man. So you have to be aware. And again, you need to really gauge each situation and see it for what it is. A lot of times people want to play the victim, and it's not okay to play the victim. But yes, like I said, point 1, point 2, if they're abusing you every single day, verbally, give them 3 to 5 years tops to change. If they don't, and that's assuming like they're getting help, like they're talking to people and getting professional help for their anger issues. If they're not doing that, right off the bat, you're probably wasting your time, and you don't want it to go physical. I'm going to openly admit that I do see a therapist, not for those issues, but I do for my own emotional, and it works sometimes. And again, this is up to you. What is going to work for you? You can't force it on the person, and you can't force it on you. What can you handle? And you decide, is this situation toxic for me? Because if it is, get out. Get out. I don't care what the reason is, get out. Third, mental abuse. And this is the point where they're not considering your emotions or feelings. And again, ask yourself, am I communicating to them? Because if you're communicating to them how you feel, then you've done your job. If you're not communicating to them how you feel, then that's where it needs to start. Communication is key before you can actually gauge a situation, because a lot of times these situations are misunderstandings and not abuse. But again, if they fit those 3 things, and there's other things that could fall into abuse, but be careful with what you read online. If it's not coming from an actual help hotline, don't believe everything you read on the internet, because they tend to exaggerate a lot of times on what abuse is and what isn't. But again, abuse is wrong, and if you're in the situation, out of it. And I made this video primarily because I do have friends that are in toxic situations. And I've said this with suicide also. It breaks my heart to see you in these situations. It breaks my heart even more when you waste my time for over 2 years and you don't do anything to change your situation. I'm not saying that people who have come to me, because there are several who come to me, and it's just like, I'm going to give you advice, I'm going to give you my opinion, I'm going to tell you things from my own experiences. If you think the relationship is working on, work on it. If you think it's dead and you're out of love, get out of it. It's really simple. I cannot make it any more simple for you. I understand there's aftermath, and that may mean that there are things to work out. But I'm going to end that there. Sorry for the serious video, but need to be discussed. Love you guys.